Hey gang, in my closet room today, because I'm going to be getting ready to go on a trip. Yep, tomorrow Kevin and I are heading out and we're going to do about a week-long trip. We're going to go over to the Finger Lakes. So looking forward to this, and we're going to visit a few places along the way. We're not just going to be riding. This is kind of about, I don't know, just a relaxing and interesting experience we're going to have. We're going to go to Fort Ticonderoga. I've been up there a few times. In fact, we were just up camping in this area, but I've never been to the fort. So we're going to go up and do that. We're going to go to the Star Trek Museum up there, which you know that I have been there before a couple of years ago. Kevin's never been, so I'm going to drag him there as well. I think that's a cool place to visit. It's a lot of fun. And then from there, we're going to go down to Cooperstown. Yep, Cooperstown, New York, and go to the Baseball Hall of Fame, because neither one of us have been to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, honestly, neither one of us also has been following baseball for, well, a number of years, probably decades, but we definitely did when we were kids. So I'm really looking forward to going in there and seeing all of those guys from the 70s and the 80s, right, that I used to follow and I used to idolize while I was playing baseball. And also it's going to be nostalgic because, my dad taught me, right, about all of these old timers that we're going to get to see. So looking forward to that. And finally, we're going to head over to the Finger Lakes. Plan is, if all the weather cooperates, we're going to go to Watkins Glen, walk around there a little bit, and then head to Hammondsport, and then go to the Glenn Curtis Museum. And it's been probably a decade or so since I've been there. So Kevin has never been, and we're going to go and check that out as well. And for those of you who don't know, Glenn Curtis was really involved with, right, the initial development of motorcycles, and also he was into aviation as well. So it's a cool museum, so we're going to share that with you too. Now, of course, in the meantime, I need to pack. I've got some work that I need to do in my room, got some video stuff I need to do downstairs, so we're going to show you all of that behind the scenes stuff as we get ready for this trip. And I think I'll address some of the things that people pointed out, right, in that last video I did on packing. So hang with me and we'll get to that stuff. First of all, I got to put away this pile of clothes from when I washed the other day. While I was putting all that stuff away, I decided, well, let's get rid of some shirts. Yeah, I got a lot of t-shirts. Now, I want to also let you know the favor that I'm doing for you here, because my wife suggested that in order to make this video more interesting to you, that I do it naked. But I'm not going to subject you to that. Don't worry, I won't do it. Got all that stuff put away, and now it's time to start packing. And so I want to address some of the things that people brought up in that last packing video I did, where I asked people to help me reduce the amount of things that I was bringing. And again, let me be honest, I know that I'm already down to a pretty much minimum of things that I need to carry, at least, right, in order to make my videos, right, and travel comfortably. I also said that I pack the same way whether I'm going on a 3-day trip, a 1-week trip like we're going on now, or whether I'm going on a 2-month trip. I carry the exact same thing. I'm not switching things up. So if I go on a 3-day trip, I'm not going to say, well, I only need to carry 1 pair of underwear. No, I pack exactly the same way, right? Because that just gives me the opportunity to change into a fresh pair of underwear every day, rather than use it 2 or 3 days like I normally do on a longer trip. So, second thing is that what people were really focusing on is me carrying 3 pair of underwear here. So this is what we're talking about, right? Carrying extra. And this is the kind of room that we were talking about saving. So we have to ask ourselves, at least I ask myself, is saving this small amount of room, right, worth it, right, in order to have to reuse my underwear more often? And some people were suggesting that, well, I could wear my dirty underwear, you know, after I got into a hotel or into a campground. And look, if that works for you, great, but it doesn't work for me. What I want to do is be able to ride into a camp or ride into a hotel, get out of my hot, sweaty riding gear and take a nice shower and get into a fresh pair of clothes so I feel good for the evening. I can go out to dinner or just hang around camp again and feel good. So that's my priority, not necessarily trying to save the space that 3 pair of underwear takes up. And the reason that I carry 3 pair of underwear for riding on the bike and 3 pair for being off the bike is because I typically use different kinds of clothing for those 2 endeavors. I typically will use these LDComfort shorts, right, to ride in because they're designed to absorb sweat, wick it out to the surface and get it evaporated. So these help to keep me dry down in those nether regions while I'm riding. So even though these right here are kind of old and stretched out, I have to replace them. Still, these are the things I would prefer to be riding in. And what I've decided to try on this trip is these are LDComfort shorts as well, but they're what is called the Daily Dunders. Same kind of idea, designed to wick water away, but they're a little bit thinner material. And quite honestly, when I went to go and replace my LDComfort shorts, they were out of stock and had to be back ordered, but these were in stock. And they cost about $20 less than the full-blown LDComfort shorts. So we're going to try these on the trip and see how that they do. And I've worn them around the house here for a little bit, and they're extremely comfortable. I really like them. And one thing I like is that they're a little tighter down around the crotch, and they hold the boys in a little bit, again, tighter, as I just said, more secure, whereas those other LDComfort shorts are a little bit looser. So again, I'm liking these so far. I'll let you know how they do after this trip. And another thing that I do for my riding gear is I carry a pair of tights with me, right? This is the LDComfort tights, and I carry a long sleeve shirt with me as well. And I will use those, again, if the temperatures drop, or I've even used them on really hot days. I actually like them on really hot days, like temperatures that get up in the 90s and 100s, because they can cover you and absorb sweat everywhere. A few people also mentioned changing the material of the shorts and things that I ride in. And I've always found the LDComfort stuff to work very well, so I'm probably not going to switch that out. However, what I have done is gone to a little bit kind of different riding sock, right? I have some old socks from Revit that I've been using for a number of years. Again, they're getting old. They need to be replaced. So I decided I would try not merino wool, as most people suggested. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just found these socks. They're called hollow socks, and they're baby alpaca socks that work kind of the same way that merino wool does. And they're compression socks. Since I've been getting older, I'm using the compression socks to, again, help keep circulation good as I'm sitting on the bike all day, and they do help. So I'll be using these on this trip. Now, are these waterproof? No, they're absolutely not waterproof. They will get wet, but they do help get water out up to the surface. I found my feet didn't get quite as soaked as I was expecting them to when I got drenched in that last video where my boots failed. We'll talk about that in a minute. But so I'm going to try these again on this trip, and again, they've been working great. I expect them to again. All right, so now let's get into those boots that I said failed on that last ride that Kevin and I took up to Maine. We were in, well, 6 hours of torrential rain and another hour getting to Bangor of some light rain. So a long time in the rain. And my Alpine Stars RT8 boots that I bought because they were Gore-Tex and supposedly waterproof, well, turned out not to be. They lasted probably 3 or 4 hours, and then water just started coming in. And so when I got back home, I contacted Alpine Stars. I told them the story. I gave them the video where water was pouring out of the boot. And they ended up having me send them back to them, and they tested them and found them to have failed their water test as well. I have a whole water test that I did when I got home. I'll show you in another video here before too long. But they said they would replace my boots, but I told them I didn't want that same pair of boots because I think there's a design flaw in them personally. Right? Yep, they have a Gore-Tex liner, but they also have all kinds of air vents in that shoe that allows water to get in between the outer leather and then the Gore-Tex layer, and so it just sits there and eventually soaks through. What I decided to go with is this. This is the Alpine Stars Web Gore-Tex boot. And again, it has a Gore-Tex lining, but it's all leather and doesn't have all of those vents and things in it. Maybe it means that my feet will get a little bit warmer. That's okay. I would rather them be warm than wet. So the nice thing about this is that because it is all leather, I can apply a coating of mink oil and help to keep these things waterproof longer. So we're going to go ride on this trip, and then I'm planning on taking these to Europe with me to go ride. So we'll see how they do, and again, I will let you know. And the last thing I want to mention about packing here is that I got some comments on rolling versus laying flat. And look, either way is completely valid, whatever works best for you, right? But what I have found, right, is that if I'm going to roll my clothes up, then it works much better if I'm carrying everything in this big waterproof sack like this one from AEROSTICH. Right, then, again, rolling and so forth works pretty well. However, if I'm going to carry my clothing in something like, one of these packing cube kind of things, a little bit of a garment bag, well, then I think laying flat works better. At least that's been my experience, and let me show you why. See, most of the stuff, the LDComfort stuff, is pretty thick. So when I roll it up, it comes out, again, like this. I can get everything that I need to carry in there, but it's tight, right? And I'm not getting anything else in there if I need to. On the other hand, if I lay everything flat, well, it easily closes, right? And I actually have extra room. Now, in this case, I don't need that extra room, but again, this is just a little bit easier. But as I said in the beginning of this, it really doesn't matter. Whatever way works best for you, do it. Packing is more an art form than it is science. So again, what works for you is the best way. Another thing that people suggest that I can cut down on is my personal care items. So I try to fit everything into this bag here, and I know some people thought it looked big, right? But it fits in there pretty easily. I have extra space. But in here, I carry toothpaste, toothbrush, I carry my head shaver, right? Some people suggest that I had 2 shavers, and I'm not sure where that came from, but no, I only have 1 for my head, right? Obviously, I don't shave this. And then I have my beard care things in here. I do carry my hot comb with me, and then I carry beard balm and some beard oil. And I know, I'm vain, okay? I'll accept that. But I'm on camera all of the time, so I want to at least be semi-presentable. And the riding it's just hell on the beard, drying it out and so forth. So I try to keep it up, right, so it stays at least healthy to some extent while I'm out there on the road. But again, that's just me. I know some people just don't care and just let everything go, and that's fine. But again, for me, that just isn't going to work. As I've said before, I'm an anal retentive Virgo. Now, one thing that I am going to carry on this trip, because of our experience on the last one, is I'm going to carry an extra rain jacket and a set of rain pants, just in case. I hope to not use them. Most of the time we don't have to. Most of the time just going in and out of showers or, half an hour to an hour of rain is no big deal for the Gore-Tex line gear. But when you're in a day like we had last time where it's I said 6 hours of just torrential rain. Well, you find the limits to that gear really quickly. So just in case, I'm going to carry this with me. Oh, rain gear goes in one of these packing cubes. And of course, I've got my normal mid layers in here, my insulated layer, and that waterproof, windproof layer from AEROSTICH. Goes right in there. I got all of my clothing and everything packed up. It's all in the bike already. My wife and I took a little break, went out for some lunch, and I ordered some new glasses. And this is going to be a completely different style for me. So you'll see them when I get them in a couple of weeks, and you can tell me what you think. I said it's completely different, but I think they're kind of cool. So I think these glasses or something like it is going to get turned into a bike-only pair, right, to save the new ones. But anyway, now I am down here and I'm putting together all of my electronic gadgets, right, that I have to take along with me to record, of course, this trip. Right, I've got my little Chromebook, I've got a backup drive, I've got my cameras. All right, so all of that's got to come with me. Now, one thing I'm going to be taking along with me on this trip to try it out, this is the Tribit Stormbox 3 little Bluetooth speaker. Now, normally I listen to some podcasts or I listen to some music and so forth when I'm in a hotel room, for example. And so that's what I said yes to this for, is because I can bring this along with me, hook it up, and get a lot nicer sound. So I've been using it here at home and it's pretty cool. So we're going to take this along with me on this trip and try it out. So far, what I'm going to be testing is those new LDComfort, right? The Daily Dunders. I'm going to try those out, see how they work on this trip. I'm going to be trying out my new Alpine Stars Web GoreTex boots and also this Tribit speaker. Now, another thing that I'm going to be trying out for the first time on this trip, I mean, I did use it at home to make the video, but we're going to take this little pump with me on this trip, again, to try it out, see how it works, again, while I'm traveling. And that pump is the X10 Pro pump from Fanttik, and you can see it has a really small footprint, so much smaller than my X8 Apex pump, which I love, by the way. It's a great pump. We're just going to take this one, like I said, to try it out. And I'll give you a little preview of something else I'm going to be looking at here pretty soon, because Fanttik has yet another pump that is available, right? This is the Beyond 10 Apex pump and jump starter all built into one. So we'll see how this works, but if you're like me and you have carried a pump and a jump starter along with you on a trip, well, this is all put together in one unit that's about the size of my X8 Apex pump, and that'll save a ton of space and weight. So there's all my clothes, fit right in there, plus some extra camera equipment. And over here, there's all of my electronics gear with room for my personal care items. And that little pump is actually up in here. And then up top, well, I've got mid layers and rain layers. So that's pretty much it for the packing. I have some video stuff that I've got to do tonight. We'll get that ready. But I'm all set for this trip. So looking forward to it. It's going to be nice to get away with Kevin just for a week or so. Again, really going to have a nice time, I think. So anyway, by the time you see this video, I'll have been on the road for, well, 6 days or so. So we'll talk to you later. And of course, you know what to do. Keep squeezing that lemon.